The way you perceive yourself is the way others will perceive you.
What could you tell them about follow-up? What's your advice there?
If you came to a doctor and you had issues, and before you can even tell the doctor all of the issues you're having, imagine the doctor just prescribed you a drug.
Do you have a buyer's appointment whenever you do that, or how do you guys usually do that?
We're not hired to open doors. That's not our value.
All the juice is going to be whenever I show up. Welcome back to Real Estate with Randall. I'm Randall Lierz with Sullivan Home Loans, mortgage broker. Today we have Ari. He's a young cat in his 20s, did over $100 million worth of business in his career, 14 people on his team. Dude is absolutely crushing it. Welcome to the podcast, Ari.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me. Truly an honor. So thanks for reaching out and coordinating this.
Thanks, brother. Of course. So, quick question. How did you get into real estate, man? Tell me about that.
It's a good question. Let's backtrack about 4 years ago. I was coasting through college. I joined a fraternity because I thought it'd be cool. I thought it'd be fun. I have a lot of friends. And while it was, fun, some of these fraternity guys invited me over to their frat house. I go over, it's noon. I just finished like a few classes. And as soon as I get there, they're just getting out of bed. It's 12 p.m. The first thing they do is they hit the bong, they hit the jewel, and that's how they start their day.
No.
And that moment was the moment I knew I was in the wrong place. And on top of that, I was also, I realized that I didn't want to be in school, even though I had a scholarship, had great grades. I didn't want to go through the 9-to-5 cycle, get a lot of debt, work under a boss, and then have my income be determined on what my boss valued me as. Rather, I wanted my income to be a reflection of my work ethic and my skill. And with that concept in mind, really looking far into the future, I came back home. I went to my parents and I said, hey guys, I want to drop out of college. And they said, what are you, crazy? Like you have a scholarship, like you need a degree. I was like, no, like I'm going to become an entrepreneur. They're like, no, you're going to fail. You're not going to make any money. Most entrepreneurs fail. Like you have to go to college or else no one's going to respect you. And I said, no, like I'm going to become a realtor. Like everyone knows a realtor, and everyone has a realtor in their family. You're 18 years old. Like who do you know that wants to buy and sell real estate? Yeah. And I didn't really listen to anyone that doubted me. I actually just used that as fuel. So what I did do is while in college at ASU, I went to the library. I'd study for my 6 classes, and on top of that, I studied for the real estate exam. Fast forward to the end of the semester, passed my exam, dropped out of college, went all in on real estate. It was extremely tough the first couple months. I was in my bedroom alone, cold calling for sale by owners, and it was excruciating, and I broke down just in tears, and I was just like, this is awful. Like everyone told me I was going to fail. No one believed in me, and I have to prove them wrong, yet this isn't working.
Yeah.
And I think that was a turning point for me where I sat there in my bedroom alone looking and seeking for guidance. Like I knew I needed a mentor that already has done this at a high level very successfully. And shout out to my mother. She's an amazing, amazing realtor. She crushes it. But most of her business she gets is from her sphere. It's because she's in her 40s. So she knows people who want to buy and sell. And at that time, that wasn't really a model that was replicatable for me. And she gave me her blessing. She's like, go find a great team. And that's what I did. And I joined 72 Sold at the height of the market. I took my discipline of cold calling. I paired it with the right scripts and phrases that I learned. I was shadowing people for 12 hours a day, just soaking in information. I'd practice my listing presentation over and over again. And I was the first one in the office, last one to leave. And within the first month, I set an appointment, got my first deal under contract. I ended up selling 45 homes my first year. And the rest of it was history.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so let's break that down a little bit for the new cats that are listening, right? But it sounds like you went somewhere that had all of the information, and then you were like obsessive about learning it and working it. Is that right?
Yeah. I was so obsessed. I did not let anything stop me. I'd come back home after being in the office for 12 hours, and the first thing I'd do, I'd go to my parents, and I'd be like, all right, I'm going to do my listing presentation. You guys are the sellers. I'm the agent. Listen to me. And I would do that over and over and over again every single day until I mastered it. Now that's what I teach. It's what I preach. and it's how I make my money and impact people. So
I love that. So before the next question, hearing that, where did you get your drive from, man? You always have this like drive. It is so intense. Like, where'd you get that from?
that's a good question. I I would say that I use spite as fuel.
Mm,
So with everyone not believing in me, I think there's many people in that situation
yeah,
that would have folded and said, you know what, like my parents don't believe in me, friends don't believe in me, like let me just stick with the safe route. Um, but instead of having that mindset, I had the mindset of I'm going to prove them wrong. Like there is no but
nice.
and if, and my plan A is to make my plan B. My plan B is to make my plan A work.
I love that.
Because if you have a backup plan, you're gonna end up falling back on it. So I didn't have a backup plan. I was gonna make
Yeah.
it work, like period, no matter what. And I think the drive just it comes from wanting to prove others wrong. And now obviously I have different things that drive me and keep me going. But originally that's what it was. It was spite, and I always wanted to have freedom and be able to not rely on anyone else for income. And I
That's
wanted
awesome.
to just have purpose, right?
That's awesome.
So
So fast forwarding to now, your team, you guys are still very heavy on making the cold calls, right?
yeah.
Who do you guys usually call when you're cold calling?
Yeah, our primary market is expired, so it's listings that were on the market with another agent. The agent failed to get them sold. Just listings didn't sell for some reason. Could be a multitude of reasons. And we call up the homeowners directly and we offer them a different approach and get their property sold.
So look, I know there's so many people that have been in that game for so long that quite honestly suck at it, but you guys are crushing it. So what would you say at least are a few things that help you be so much more successful in that area?
Yeah, I'd say number one, consistency. Like I didn't have like a true mentor that's like, okay, this is exactly what you say it and expired. Like this is how you handle every single objection. I had a little bit of coaching throughout my years, but I didn't. Most of what I learned is just by doing it. And I don't recommend that for others
Yeah.
because that's the slow way.
Hmm.
Why do that and go through that when there's someone that has all the answers and a proven track record to teach you? So that's what I teach my team, right? And so
Yeah.
there's an agent that's been on my team, Teddy, for example. He's been with me for 3 months, brand new agent. He has 6 listings.
That's
He's never had
fantastic.
listings, before that. I've other success stories of like so many people that are crushing it, but the difference between them and most agents is one, they were seeking for a mentor, they got
Hmm.
it, and two, they're consistent. Like
I
they
love
they
that.
put in the work, we practice, and so there's a lot that goes into it, of course, but they're proven scripts that are psychologically engineered to work. Like if you use them correctly with the right tonality, there's no way they can fail.
How many hours a day do you guys spend on doing that, and how many days a week do you guys do it?
Yeah, great question. So from 8:30 to 9, we have a team meeting where we practice our role plays, our scripts, everything. We go into mindset, and then from 9 to 10, it's like a non-negotiable dial hour. And then for the agents that don't have as much business, let's say they're newer, then they're required to dial as much as they absolutely can for that day, and the minimum standard is 20 connections. So a
Got it.
connection is a 2-minute conversation with someone about real estate. So you hit 20 of those for the day. You do that every single day. There's no way you'll fail. Me personally, when I started, I was probably dialing 6 to 8 hours a day. No scripts, no training. I would just call FISBOs, and I was just ruthless. Like I wouldn't take no for an answer. I wouldn't take no. And there's gonna be people that hate that are on the other end of the phone, and there's gonna be people that respect the hell out of that,
That's true.
especially when what you're saying makes sense. And I came across those people, built relationships, built opportunities, built confidence, most importantly, and it's served me really well. And now I just give back to others and teach them that.
I love that. So, do you guys do anything else on your team for leads, or is it predominantly that?
Yeah. So there's a bunch of teams out there which, they give agents like Zillow leads or Homelight or whatever the lead source is, which is great. I think that's one model of doing things. My model specifically is I don't want my agents relying on anyone else for business. Like,
Yeah.
so I teach them how to hunt,
Hmm.
right? Rather than just feeding them fish, I'm like, this is how you get your own fish. It's gonna take
Yeah.
longer. It's gonna be harder at first. But if you can just delay gratification for a certain amount of time, you're gonna feed yourself forever, whether it's a hot market or a slow market. And so that has been a game changer, and it only works for specific kind of people. Like you have to be a long-term gratification kind of person. You have to understand that it's going to take reps, effort, and time. And if you can, bear all of that, then
That's a
you're
good
easy.
point.
Yeah, it's you got it in the bag. If you're looking for a quick buck, then one, I don't think real estate's for you.
Right.
And two, you can go on a team that's going to give you Zillow leads, but after you close a deal, like there isn't much left of the pie because
That's
you're
right.
paying three different people. So it could I look at Zillow leads like a paid internship, right? If you're on a Zillow team, great. Like you're learning, you're still getting
Yeah.
paid a little bit by doing it. So I don't want to speak poorly of it, but I think there's different like methods,
Hmm.
and each one has its own pros and cons.
And it's probably good just to laser focus on one since you're so good at that, just to
Yeah.
stay in your lane. It's crazy because I see so many other people that are like they're trying to master too many things, which leaves them mastering nothing,
Hmm.
right? So I actually respect that. It's like this is my lane, this is what I'm good at. If you want to come to my team, this is where I excel. You can
Yeah.
come learn this,
Yeah, and I don't force people to cold call by any means. Like
Yeah.
there's some agents on the team where I sat down with them before they joined. We had a conversation, and let's just say like some people they just tell me straight up, cold calling isn't for me, right? And that's totally fine. The
Mhm.
standard is not make 100 calls. The standard is make 20 connections.
Oh,
So
nice.
20 connections can be made from open houses. They can be made from social media. They can be made from calling your sphere. Like there's so many other ways to
Yeah.
do it. Expireds is just one avenue. So there's agents on my team that are absolutely killing it on social media. And we just double down on their strengths.
Love that. So, what are a few things whenever you go into a listing appointment? Being a younger cat, you got all these people that have been doing it for 20 years, but you're winning these multi-million-dollar listings, right? Like, what's a few things you do that separates you from them? Like, how are you winning the listings?
My best piece of advice to any salesperson
Hmm.
is the way you perceive yourself is the way others will perceive you. I remember initially getting in the business. I was 18 years old, and I came to my mentor and I said, "Hey, I don't know how anyone's going to take me seriously selling their most expensive asset. Like I'm 18." And he told me, "Ari, pretend you're 30 years old and you have 30 million in the bank. Now act like it." And once I perceived myself differently, of higher status, automatically people perceive me differently. So if you want to change the way that others look at you, change the way you look at yourself. And that right
Awesome.
there has been the biggest like change in my business. I don't look at myself, like a young 20-year-old. Like I genuinely understand that age is really just a number, and it all comes down to how serious you take your business,
Yeah.
how skilled you are, and the kind of service like you provide to the clientele. And I knew this going into it from day one. There's agents that have been in the business for 20 years. Maybe I've been in it for a few.
Yeah.
I know that I can provide a better service than those agents,
Yeah.
regardless of how many homes they've sold or their experience, because there's no one that has the process that we have with our value proposition with what we provide to clients, and there's no one as hungry to get it right. Maybe a 20-year vet in the business, they sold a lot of real estate. They're chilling, like they don't have to sell a house.
Right.
But when you're young, ambitious, you're, let's just say, newer into the business,
Yeah.
you're so much more hungry to get it sold. You're going to go above and beyond for your client. And so that's kind of the shift to like the perspective that I give to like any newer agent that joins my team.
I love that. And so, there are a few how-tos though, right? So I know you always kind of keep that for your team, but like I see some of these videos you make, they're amazing. So what are a few things like that, like the actual how-tos besides just the mindset that you would say separate you as well? Like what are the few things you do?
Yeah. So I'm totally happy to like share like anything. Like I always give away sauce for free.
Yeah.
Just because I actually really enjoy coaching and I love helping people and I want to see everyone win. So I'll give some sauce away. Ask me whatever you want. So with that being said, I think that the first thing that you have to understand is like cold calling. Like we can talk about the listing appointment, but that's not going to matter if you don't know how to get in the door,
True.
right? And so first things first is scripts are bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
What actually matters is having a structured framework of where you plan on taking the conversation and questions that will help guide you to control the conversation to taking it to that destination, right? So we don't have a script. We have a framework. If you want my framework, message me. I'll drop my info later. at the end, and I'm happy to help. But regarding the framework, it's really simple. Like you're genuinely introducing yourself. You're just calling them, asking about, if they still want to sell their home. Then you go into the problem statement. So you try to understand what happened last time, why it didn't sell, right? It's just questions. And then you go into the confidence statement that their home should have sold. And then you ask about the motivation. And this is really important to get the motivation, because then you're going to need to tie that in with the close, right?
Nice.
Always, if you're trying to close someone, if you're trying to get in front of them in their house, tie in the motivation, tie in why they want to sell in the first place, right? And then you say a pre-close line to get them to say yes. Psychologically, this works really well. And after you say the pre-close line, you close. So I'll break this down for you really simply, okay? So intro. Hey, I'm looking to speak with Randy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Randy, I'm calling you about that property on 123 Main Street. Are
Yeah.
you still looking to sell that by chance?
We're kind of thinking about it. It was on the market for a little while, so now we're kind of hesitating. Not really sure what we want to do.
Okay, yeah, no, I hear you, man, and that's actually why I'm calling you. I'm actually shocked it didn't sell. I'm just curious. Like, it looks like a great home. What do you think held it back from selling?
Honestly, we're clueless, man. We thought it was going to sell quickly, faster than the market. We thought it was listed at the right price. I'm not really sure, man. What
Okay,
would you say?
so notice that I did my intro,
Uh-huh.
and then I found out the problem. Why
Yeah.
do you think it didn't sell?
Yeah.
Right. So now you're opening up.
Yeah.
You're shocked it didn't sell.
Yeah.
And then from there, you give them confidence that it should have sold, right? And then you ask, hey, why even, list in the first place? Like, what attracted you to want to sell?
Yeah, we were thinking about upgrading to a bigger home.
Right, there you go. Get the motivation. Now you tie it in with the pre-close. Pre-close is really simple. Essentially, the whole point of this is just to get them to say yes and confirm that they still want to sell. So it goes something like this. Randy, so what it sounds like is if we could make this make financial sense to you, you'd still want to sell. That way you can, downsize and get to the next house, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Here's what I can do. I'll swing by at 4 o'clock. I'll show you exactly why your home didn't sell and how we're getting homes sold even in this market. Would 4 o'clock work for you?
Yes, and I love that because also you're leaving a reason and a mystery. Like all the juice is going to be whenever I show up.
Mhm.
I love that. That's
Yeah,
really clever.
you have to. Because the moment you start like overselling yourself is the moment where sales resistance rises. And if you want to sell, if you want to be the best salesperson, you cannot have your prospect detect that they're even being sold. Like the best salespeople, you'll never know they're selling you. And so that's like what I'm really big on preaching, because at the moment you spark that sales resistance is when you're going to start
Yeah.
getting the objections. It's the moment where they're going to try to exit the conversation and give you some screen wall. And so it's really important to eliminate that sales resistance. And how do you do that? That's tonality. That's by the questions you ask. That's by not selling yourself too early in the conversation, but
Yes.
really asking questions. Think about this. If you came to a doctor and you had issues, and before you can even tell the doctor all of the issues you're having, imagine the doctor just prescribed you a drug.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you need this one. Like, doc, I haven't even told you what my symptoms
Yeah.
are, right? Like, you would think the doctor's instantly after, his check. Like, he just wants to get paid, right? Same thing with salespeople, except they don't view it that way.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, I'm cool. I sell real estate. No, shut up. You're here to help people.
So
You're-
true, man.
Try to understand their problem
Yeah.
and see if you have a solution for it. If you don't, go to the next person. There's going to be someone out there that needs your help.
Love
And
that.
so, people get discouraged too soon. If they'll make 6 calls and be like, no one wants to sell. No one's picking up.
Yeah.
I hate calling. Like, bro, you made 6 calls. Try 600. Try 6,000. I
Yes.
guarantee you'll get someone after 6,000. Might take you a few days, but if you're committed, you'll do it. And there's no way you can fail if you actually don't give up.
100%. I love everything you just said. I have another question for you. So let's say you have someone that you're training all of this on the phone, right?
Okay.
And now they're putting in the reps. Now they get a listing appointment. Do you go on these first couple listing appointments with them to
Yeah.
help them out? I was gonna say.
Great question. So that's really, really important.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing getting in the door, but when the seller's interviewing 7 different agents or 20 different agents, which I've had, which we're dealing with right now
Wow.
on a $7 million listing, there's things you have to say to get the listing and
Yeah.
and a process. You have to have a process. You have to have a framework. You have to have a plan to get their home sold, and one that isn't generic, one that stands out. And so, not only that, you can have the best plan in the world, but if you don't know how to communicate it effectively, it's worthless.
Right.
Right. And so that's why I will go on agents like agents who are on my team, I'll go on appointments with them, and like 9 out of 10 times, like if I'm going on the appointment, like there's a very high chance like we're gonna secure it. And I say that humbly, but I say that to really pinpoint like a huge value proposition that I provide to like my team members. Like
Yes.
they absolutely love that. And I will go on as many appointments as they need until they feel comfortable and confident. Right. And then I'll go on an appointment with them where it's half half. I'm doing half the talking, they're doing half the talking. And then eventually it's 75-25. And then it's 100% they're talking. Right. And then once they feel fully comfortable, then, you know, they're good. They're good. Right. And so I really, really do like handhold them through the process because it makes the world of a difference. So,
Makes everybody more money, right?
of course.
Makes clients more happy. Everything wins from that. That's awesome. And so, are you dealing with very many buyers at all, really?
Yeah. Sellers become buyers. Right.
True.
So
Yeah. Do you have a buyer's appointment whenever you do that, or how do you guys usually do that?
yeah, we have a whole slide deck. It's money. Like after
Awesome.
that slide deck, we're giving the buyer so much value that as soon as we present the buyer broker, within a couple minutes they're signing off. Like they see so much value.
Do you invite them to your office to do that, or where do you guys?
No, it's
usually
over
do that?
Zoom.
Oh, you guys do the buyer appointment over Zoom.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that a lot.
It's great. I've closed some buyer deals without ever seeing the house or meeting the client in person.
That is
Now,
fantastic.
I don't do that often.
Yeah.
I do that in certain situations where it's too far of a drive. But in all reality, like buyers hire us not to show them houses. I mean, I can hire, like, if you really think about it, like, we're not hired to open doors. That's
Right.
not our value.
That's true.
Our value as agents is to find the best house, negotiate the best deal, make sure the process goes as smooth as possible and the buyer's happy. Like
Right.
that's all they want. And so many times if I'm too busy, I will never tell my client, no, you can't see it at this time. I will always accommodate and say yes. And they love that because they get to see homes when they want to on their schedule rather than my schedule. And it helps me out because now I don't have to be at 15 places at once because that's impossible. And so it's a win-win, and my clients are happy because I still take care of all the negotiation, inspections, final walkthrough, like everything that's actually like important, like I cover.
That's awesome. So, on that, then, how often do you follow up? Whether it's sellers, buyers, when you're getting this no, I know it sounds like you're pretty ruthless, but what could you tell them about follow up? What's your advice there?
Yeah, I actually just had a whole team meeting dedicated to follow up a few days ago, and follow up, I mean, I can talk about that for hours because there's a lot to it, but I have a very simple framework.
Mhm.
It's RVT, right?
Okay.
So call with rapport, right? And it's very easy to build rapport and follow-ups because you had a previous conversation. Hey, John, I was calling you. You mentioned last we spoke, you were going to Mexico with your family. How's that going? How did that trip go? Oh, awesome, man. I'm so glad you made it back home safe and you enjoyed. Hey, by the way, reason I wanted to call, I noticed this property in your neighborhood actually just went under contract for $900,000, which is amazing because when you decide to sell, that's going to help your value out a ton. Like we have a legitimate comp. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Thanks so much for letting me know. Oh, by the way, are you still wanting to sell like 6 months out, or are you maybe has the time frame changed? So
Love that.
notice what I did there. I built rapport. I
Mhm.
provided some kind of value, and I found out like about their time frame. And time frame is really important because the last thing you'd want is they change their mind and they want to sell sooner. You didn't ask them, and then their buddy, Sal, came over and listed their property.
Yeah.
And you had no idea that they wanted to sell sooner. So that's my framework, like RVT, and it works amazing.
So, do you do very many like texting or emails, or is it strictly just calling?
Phone call is always the best
Love that
way.
you just said that. Yeah.
Always. And if someone doesn't pick up the phone, I usually won't text them like what I wanted to talk to them on the phone about. What I do is I throw a little hook to get them to call me back.
Love it.
Right? So, for example, let's say I was calling someone and, it's an expired and we talked about getting offers on their property and getting it sold, right?
Yeah.
And I had a follow-up call scheduled. They didn't pick up on my follow-up call. I'll shoot them a quick text. Hey, Randy, we spoke last week about bringing offers on your property. If that's something you're still interested in, give me a call back when you have a second.
Love that.
Right? So now they have a reason to call me back. Like I've hooked them. Like they want offers, so why wouldn't they call me back? Right? Can you imagine if I didn't put that part in? Can you imagine I just said, hey, Randy, call me back when you can? That's every other realtor Plus, you didn't give them a reason to call you back. They don't remember who you are.
It's true.
And even if they do, like, maybe they don't think you're worth anything.
Yeah.
You haven't given them a reason to call you. So it's really, really important to always throw in a hook, and that hook will reel them in to call you back.
And then get them on the phone, because that's where all the opportunity
Yes.
is, right?
Yeah, and the phone's great because you can hear their tonality. You can have them hear your tonality. You can build a closer relationship. Like, you can't go wrong. Always phone call. Like, it's the best way. The only time, like, I'll use text is like when they're already a client. They already understand my demeanor, the way I communicate with, how I communicate with them. Like, we're already working together, so it's probably just like simple information I'm gonna have to send them over. That's
Love
different.
that.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you met someone at like an open house, or even better, let's just say you had your slides or presentation, right, for a buyer. How many times would you follow up with that person if they weren't really responding?
So I think that really depends.
Okay.
It depends on the client, but I guess to answer that question, I wouldn't stop following up until I get a response.
Nice.
So either one of two things can happen if you never stop following up. Either one, you're gonna be like, hey, sorry, I got really busy. Like, let's get on a call. Let's figure out. Let's work together. Or two, hey, I found another agent. Or hey, I changed my mind. I don't want to sell. Like, if you consistently follow up, eventually you're gonna get an answer. Unless they're dead, I hope not. But like literally speaking, it's true. Like,
Yeah.
if you consistently follow up with the right messaging, like, hey, John, I'm not sure if I offended you or not. I haven't heard back from you. If I did anything to offend you, just let me know. If you send a message like that, dude, like 8 out of 10 times, like, they'll respond to you. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, you didn't offend me. I just have this issue going on. Or, my friend Sally is an agent. Like, and then now you know the real objection, and you can handle it.
That's fantastic. I love that. So we just covered a lot of stuff you add value with on your team. Is there anything else you usually say to people that you provide for a team? Like, if someone's looking to get on a team, what would you tell them that you do?
Yes, that's a great question. I don't think teams in general are for everyone, and I don't think my team is for everyone. I'm very selective with who I bring on. But I will say, look at the team lead. Is he someone that you can see yourself, like, replicating his way of business? And what I mean by that is there's some team leaders out there, and I have all the respect in the world for them. I'm just saying this bluntly. Like, they've built a massive business already, and all their deals are from just repeat and referral, yet they're teaching you how to do something that they currently don't do. So they're teaching you how to cold call or do for sale by owners or just post on social media. But as a leader, you have to lead by example.
Yeah.
So look at the leader's actions. Like, are they doing what they tell you to do? And if the answer is no, I would maybe think twice or dive a little bit deeper and ask more questions. If the answer is yes, that's probably a process that's replicatable, that works if they're still doing it.
Yeah.
And so, that's what I preach. I practice what I preach. I call every day still.
And so you're still sitting there calling with these guys.
Oh yeah.
What do they call?
Every day.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
And so that's one of the big value adds. And also you do a lot of what is that, like the ice baths?
Yeah, I'll do like cold plunges with my team. I went to the gym with one of my team members today at 5:30 in the morning.
That's cool.
Yeah, man, like I just get on a personal level because I genuinely enjoy, like, the team. We have such a solid group of people. I say this just with true honesty, but it doesn't feel like I work.
That's
Like,
awesome.
I love what I do so much. I'm around such great people that it doesn't feel like work. We make a lot of money. We have fun. We goof around. Like, there's jokes 24/7 that are some to not be said on this podcast. Others that are a little bit more PG, but we have a good time. It doesn't feel like work, yet we get so much done. So
That's awesome.
it's so important with who you surround yourself with.
And you share that on social. Like, I can see that because you guys are hiking together, working out together, doing the cold plunges together. I think that's really cool. You know what I mean? It creates that, like, family environment, but you can tell that you're right there with these people, to your point. And I think that's super important of a leader. Because like you said, I mean, there's so many people that have been in the business. That was always my big thing whenever I, started a team when I was a real estate agent. There's so many people that are in the business they did it 10 years ago. But now they're trying to tell you what worked 10 years ago. And it's like, that's not working right now. You know what I mean? So I do agree with what you said. And
lead by example and the rest will follow. So
Yes.
that's really it. It's very It's a very simple concept.
Okay, so I know you're always big on mindset. What are some things you do though to keep yourself in the right mindset?
Doing hard things, doing things that you don't want to do. I did not want to wake up today at 5:30 or 4:50 to go to the gym at 5:30. I did not want to cold punch today. I did not want to cold call today. But I still did it. So
Nice.
I guess the mindset behind that, and this is actually really powerful, like mindset aside, willpower aside, discipline aside, to be able to stay consistent at anything, you have to have a group of people that keep you consistent and accountable, right? So, for example, I may have slept through my alarm today if I if my team member wasn't going to the gym with me today,
Yeah.
right? It could have been easier. Oh, I don't have to show up. Someone else is not showing up. No one will know, right? Um, Maybe I probably may have not cold plunged today if my team member wasn't doing it with me. So not only am I holding him accountable, he's holding me accountable.
Yeah.
And I also use social media as
Yeah.
accountability.
Yeah.
Every time I'm at the gym, I'll post it. And there's been days where I've missed the gym and I will literally have people hit me up, hey, I didn't see your post about the gym. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're watching me. But I love it because now I know I have to show up. So whether you have 5 followers or 5,000 or 50,000, like just post what you do. Have the world hold you accountable to it. Because once you start posting something consistently, like people are gonna know it's consistent, and when it's not consistent, they'll know too. And it's
Yeah.
it's great. I love it
You get called out in a good way,
in a
right?
good way.
Because you
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
What are some things you're focused on for the future, man? What are some things you're focused on like right now to grow your business?
Right now, I've broken into the luxury market, like between 2 to like 5 mil. I'm trying to break into ultra luxury, like
Nice.
7, 10, 20 mil. That's like a pretty big goal of mine. And I mean, it's very simple. Like what you focus on expands. And I tell this to my team or like anyone who asks me like, how do you do luxury? How do you get into it? It's really easy. Do more luxury open houses, make more luxury calls, make more luxury social media posts. That is it. Like
Consistently.
consistently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what you focus on expands. Eventually, people will perceive you as a luxury agent if you start acting like one, if you start perceiving yourself as one. Look at the stats every single day. Understand the stats. What's going on in Paradise Valley? What's going on in Scottsdale? What's the average price per square foot? What's the average days on market? Know it. Because the difference between a luxury agent and any other agent is their knowledge in the luxury market. Like that's it. If you're knowledgeable, people are gonna pick up on that. They're gonna know, and they're gonna be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
he knows his stuff. Let's do it. Let's do business."
I love that, and you're completely right. Another question. I know you were talking about three different things you provide. If you don't mind breaking that down for the audience, like what are the three things you offer?
Yeah, I absolutely love helping people. I think I get so much passion from like coaching and pouring into people because it's something like I wish I had when I initially started in the business.
Yeah.
And thank God, like I did have a really good run with 72 sold, but um, that's in a sense like it was a very temporary thing with the market being hot. 72
Yeah.
sold worked great, but I didn't have anything like longevity that would outlast any market. And scripting, communication, expireds, all these things you can take with you whether the market is hot or not. And that's what I teach. So the three things are I have an EXP community where like I give tons of value. We've got 150 great people within the organization, 40 which are in my direct downline. And like I pour into those people. I'm always available for questions, whatever they need. I have also my team, which you get a lot more hand holding. You get even more sense of like community, family, everything with like expires and all I teach their daily trainings. And then I also have coaching. And coaching is great because there's some people who are very happy with the brokerage they're at. They don't want to make a transition, but they want to learn more about expireds and how to take on more listings and luxury listings. And so I do coaching as well. And
Awesome.
so that coaching is I do one-on-one and group coaching.
Awesome.
And in that coaching, I provide my scripts, my objection handler list. I provide pre-recorded videos of my listing presentation, of how I prep for listing appointments, of what I say, cold calls that I've closed live, recorded. So literally everything you need to succeed. And I provide it. And I've had many, many, many people who have either done the team route, done the EXP route, and they succeeded. So it just depends on your goals and what's going to be best for you.
Awesome. And so for the new folks that are listening right now, I know we've said so much, but if you were talking to that, like the younger version of yourself, right?
Uh-huh.
Before we get off here, what would you say to focus on for them? What's like a few things you would say?
Yeah, for any new agent, younger agent getting into the business, number one, find a mentor for sure that you want to essentially be like and you can see yourself, copying his business. Two, master everything they teach you. Don't just listen to it once. Don't just implement it once. Master it like your life depends on it and be obsessive, so obsessive about it that you can't sleep. First thing you wake up, you practice it. First thing you do before you go to bed, you practice it. So be obsessive. And thirdly, stay consistent. Never give up. It's that simple. Mentor, obsessive, consistent.
I love that.
And that's it.
Great advice. Well, Ari, it's been fantastic having you on, brother. I really, really appreciate it. All of your info is going to be below, but also, is there a place you would like to mention for them to find you easily?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Ari.Jakobov. That's Jakobov for the last name. You can hit me up on there if you have any questions, if you need anything. I'll get back to you in 5 business days. No, I'm kidding. I'll try to get back with you. I actually turned off all my Instagram notifications. That's also something I'd recommend because that is a time suck. Don't let Instagram control you. You control Instagram. So don't just remove your notifications. Just period. Just remove them, delete them. You're
on all social.
All social. Get rid of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's been a pleasure, brother.